Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout for Lottie Loves Paper. I am using the Happy Heart collection by Pinkfresh Studio, which is gorgeous, so gorgeous. I think this is layout number 5 with this one now. I have one beautiful frame paper. I'm going to cut out the inside bit and around all of those beautiful scallops and use that frame to frame my my layout. You can see I also cut our frame pre-cut already. That is cut on white and it's by Peartree Cutfiles. I think it might be called Floral Frame or something similar. And I'm going to back that with vellum. So I'm going to back the flowers with vellum, just so they retain their kind of softness rather than add colour, because I've got the colour around the outside of the layout with the scallops, and I want the whole thing to be quite soft and pretty. So I'm going to back the flowers in vellum. I've pulled out a few Bramble Fox Perspectives that I would like to use on the layout. I probably won't use all of them, but I've pulled out some potential titles and phrases and shapes that I could maybe use. So yeah, it's hopefully it will all look quite nice. So you can see that I've skipped forward slightly here. I've got my vellum pieces cut. I drew around them with pencil and cut them out with scissors and stuck them with wet glue. You can see over on the right hand side that I've got my frame fully cut out and detail cut around all of the scallops. I'm going to fold them up a little bit as well, just to give them some dimension. Yeah, here is my vellum flowers being stuck to the back of the cut file, and like I said earlier, it keeps them looking really soft and pretty. I could have added colour or patterns behind them, but I knew that they were going to form the bases of my clusters, so therefore I thought it was best to keep them fairly plain rather than to add more colour under those. So there we go. You can see that that's all done now. I'm going to put the floral bottom right corner of that frame underneath my scalloped border, and it's going to sit in there, and that's going to house my photos, my title, and just to give me a place to build on, really. Yes, that's all coming together quite nicely. So I'm going to add my title onto that bottom right corner. It says "Love You Always." Now I wished that I had backed it on white first before I stuck it onto the cut file, just because it gets a little bit lost in there because it's not a very strong colour. It's very soft and pretty, it goes perfectly with the layout, but because it's not a very strong colour, it doesn't show up brilliantly against the background. So I wished I had backed it first in white and then trimmed around it. I should have done that. But at the time, it looks okay in person, but it's on camera, and once I've taken photos of it, that you can't see it so well. But it really is a very pretty perspective, kind of like a pearlescent pinky colour, pinky purpley colour. It goes beautifully with this collection, and it says "Love You Always," so lovely. So anyway, that's where my title is going to go. I've just tucked in my photos. I'm not going to back them or mount them on anything. I'm just going to build a cluster around the photos. So I've pulled out a few of those beautiful Pinkfresh Studio chipboard frames, and I've used a couple of those in place. Yeah, I'm just going to keep building up that cluster and work out where everything's going to go, really. So I'm just going to, it's a bit of trial and error. I liked the camera because it's pink, but it's quite a strong pink, and the rest of the layout isn't very strong. So wasn't sure about that one, so I've just tucked it in for now. I needed to stick down my frame because I had it was bunching in certain places, and I had kind of gaps where it was sticking up quite a bit. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm in love with these word ephemeras from Pinkfresh Studio, the Happy Heart collection. There's a whole pack of loads of words. They're so usable as well. I really like them. Some are foiled, some are just plain, some are multicoloured. So they're all lovely and really, really lovely words. Lots of script words, which is great. Yeah, so I picked out the word shine. So yeah, I've put that there. These photos were taken in springtime, so I want to include some spring flowers. I've obviously got the florals, and I think I put out the word spring as well. We were actually having they were actually having afternoon tea at a lovely little tea shop nearby. So yeah, it's just and all those beautiful flowers behind the girls there too. which was a wallpaper. How amazing is that? So anyway, adding lots of flowers and leaves and things to the top cluster, and then down at the bottom right, I want to add other bits and pieces as well. So I've got another perspective that says amazing. I've got some little pink leaves that are dotted around all over the place as well, also perspective leaves, and the word shine at the top there. And a little book, ephemera of a book with flowers coming out of it. All beautiful, all lovely. It's such a pleasure, isn't it, to work with such beautiful products. The layouts come together so easily when you've got something that's as pretty as this. So it's effortless scrapbooking, really. The products do the work for you. So I am going to fussy cut out some of these beautiful butterflies. I've been saving this sheet. I want to fussy cut it, but haven't got around to doing all of it yet. So I've kind of been saving it, but I decided to finally cut into it and cut a few out. So I've cut out a really big pink one, and that's going to go onto the layout, and then some smaller orangey pink ones as well, because I wanted to keep the colours fairly similar. So the pinks and the peaches was really the scheme I was going for today. So I just wanted to pick the butterflies in the same colours. I particularly wanted that pink butterfly because it has almost like a purple undertone, pinky purpley colour, and that went really well with my title, the Love You Always title. So I definitely wanted to bring in a bit more of that colour up at the top cluster as well. Yeah, it's coming together nicely. I've added one of the Pinkfresh Studio wooden buttons, they're like little embroidery hoops, very cute. Just written in my journaling there in a light grey pen. I didn't want it to be too dark, so I've gone for a grey pen, but it goes on darker. Once it dries, it'll be lighter. And then I wanted to add some splatters of paint, and I'm just going to add those with this gold paint shaker that I've got. It's a Liquitex one with a large nib. They do loads of different colours, and I just get them from Amazon. So check those out if you like that. And I'm picking up the paint that I've pumped onto the mat as well, and to get some smaller splatters as well. So just adding in some little enamel dots to finish off the gaps and fill in those little details. Add pops of more colour as well. So yeah, I love this one. I love how it turned out. The collection is so unbelievably pretty, and goes so well with photos of my lovely girl. So there we go. Layouts are complete. I should mention I also put foam pads under each one of the scallops to make them stand upright a little bit. All right, so yeah, that is this layout complete. Make sure you check out the Happy Heart collection in the Lottie Loves Paper shop. That was Nikki Rowland for Lottie Loves Paper.